For 2024, Toyota has made a lot of changes to the new Tacoma. They've added a digital instrument cluster, a different motor, upgraded chassis, all this jazz, but they also have updated the safety suite. New for 2024 is the introduction of Toyota's Safety Sense 3.0 to the 2024 Toyota Tacoma. So in this video, we are going to go over all of that extensively and how some of the nuances of the manual transmission come into play with some of the features. Well, without further ado, here are the keys. Let's jump in. Hey folks, you find ourselves behind the wheel of the 2024 Toyota Tacoma. In this video, we are going to go over the full extent of the Safety Sense 3.0 suite and some of the nuances that are with this manual transmission. But how does it work? Well, it leverages 4 specific systems. On the front, we have one radar sensor in the bumper, and we have an upgraded camera unit right behind your rear view mirror. On the rear, we have 2 radar sensors located on the outer edges of the rear bumper. Now, the first system that we're going to talk about is the automatic high beam, and you can control that in a really clean and easy way. The automatic high beam leverages that camera right there to understand if there's any standing light or any oncoming bright light in order to turn off or on your high beams. But you have the availability to turn it off really easily, leveraging this button right here. It is to the left of your traction control. When it's illuminated, it is on. When it is not, it is off. Very easy. It actually works quite well. I haven't had any issues where I've needed to sort of turn off my high beams because they were on when they shouldn't have been. But let's say you want to change some of the sensitivity or turn on or off some of the features. How do you do that? Well, you hold this button right here and you open up the center screen, customizing what you want to put on your center screen. If you scroll down all the way to settings, you have the availability to see how some of those work. LDA, lane departure, BSM, blind spot, PCS, pre-collision sensor, and then this is your parking sensor. These are your rear cross traffic, and then your sign reader. That is what that is. And that actually is picking up, or has picked up, a previous sign that we saw in the parking lot, which is really cool about pedestrians walking along in a clear, bright, and concise way. Now we'll leave this on driving support. Because we're going to be showing that later on in the video, which is really nice. Now, the buttons on this right side are going to be what control your cruise control functions. On the top, that is how you turn on your cruise control and your lane tracing. Over here, you see how it looks like the cruise control button, but it says mode. That is how you change from adaptive cruise mode to regular cruise control, and the difference being regular cruise control does not brake if a vehicle comes in front of you that is going at a different rate of speed. So you can easily change that by hitting this button. The bottom is how you alter the distance of your adaptive cruise control with more bars, meaning further away, and you can see it right above your steering wheel on your screen at any given point, how far away it is. Or if you have this adaptive cruise mode on, you can see it right there as well. More bars just means further away for the person in front of you. Increase, decrease, reset, all that is really standard cruise control stuff, and that is the extent of the controls in your system. But we're starting off in a crowded parking lot because I want to show you how the rear cross traffic alert works. If you put your car in reverse, the first thing that you get is your camera. If you have an upgraded model or a limited, or you're balling out, you got a TRD Pro, something like that, this is where your 360 camera would also display. But here, one of the things I like is navigating a pickup truck in a parking lot sometimes can be a little bit difficult if you're not used to it. Sometimes it's hard to gauge where cars are coming from and how, because when you look over your shoulder, you don't see it. The bed extends a little bit further back, but the rear cross traffic alert leverages those 2 radar sensors in the rear bumper to let you know where a car is coming from and what direction. So you know, I have a car coming from the right or left, and you know which way they are going to be going across your rear bumper. If a car is coming, let's see if that Pathfinder makes a left here. Our rear cross traffic alert should let us know that there is a car coming, and it is coming from that angle. There we go. And it actually works a lot sooner than cars that are just in the direct lanes behind you. I have leveraged this system pretty extensively in parking lots, and it does a good job not only of letting you know of cars, but people as well. This is really invaluable in parking lots to just let you know, hey, you got another set of eyes to really help you look for things, which is very, very nice. It works well, it's clear, it's bright, and it is loud to let you know, hey, you got to take some precautions. But as we get up to speed, I want to show off a little more how this sign recognition works, leveraging that updated camera up there, and then also how the adaptive cruise and the lane sensing works with some nuances to this manual transmission. So some of the nuances, actually all of the nuances, won't really pertain to automatic users, but it's important to know if you have a manual transmission in your Toyota Tacoma or you're considering it, how these, Safety Sense 3.0 systems really work in relation to your car. It read the stop sign, which is really, really nice. You can see the stop sign right there. But one of the other things that it does that's really helpful is it understands and lets you know very quickly if you can turn left on red, or things of that nature. If there was a no turn on red sign, it would show right here. That yield sign, it picked it up and put it right there as well. But you can see the speed limit, okay? The speed limit reads 30 miles an hour. Now, if you stay below that posted speed limit, that sign stays white. But the moment you increase past that posted speed limit, which by the way just changed to 40 miles an hour, it turns red, letting you know very quickly and easily that you are above the posted speed limit. And because of that, hey, maybe you should consider slowing down or deal with the risks associated with going this speed. Watch as we see this 50 mile an hour sign. Let's see how quickly it changes. Bang, 50 miles an hour. That is really, really nice. Now, let's talk about the adaptive cruise and this lane tracing, because we are on a road with a high rate of speed, but it is not a highway. So we have well-defined lines, but we have a lot of curves, which is a great place to showcase how this system works. Now, I have it turned on the cruise control by selecting this button, and now I will turn on the lane sensing by using this button. Now, as that car comes in front of us, you actually see the car go across your middle screen and understanding. Let's see how it takes this corner. Not bad, it hugs the inside, but overall does an okay job. Now, this isn't GM Super Cruise, Ford Blue Cruise, Tesla Autopilot, none of those systems, but it does a decent job when the lines are clear at keeping your truck in the center, and that can take a lot of weight off of your shoulders for long commutes in traffic or on the highway. It just helps against wind. This truck can move a lot when there are windy conditions, so having something that sort of prevents against that is really nice. Now, this adaptive cruise also works quite well. You saw that G-Wagon brake in front of us, and the truck braked naturally. It didn't do anything too strong or too swift like some other systems can do. Now, one of the nuances with this manual transmission and this adaptive cruise controls, Toyota does not give you any indication of shifting gears. In the Ford Bronco with the manual transmission, if you have the cruise control turned on, it'll let you know, hey, this truck is slowing down in front of you. You should consider shifting from fourth to third. The Toyota does not let you know that, but the thing that it does do, if I decided to shift from fourth to third, it keeps cruise control on. It does not turn it off. So while it doesn't let me know, hey, you're going 45 miles an hour in third gear, you should switch gears, if I switch gears, it keeps cruise control on, which is really, really nice. But look, again, we're slowing down, I'm now below 2,000 RPM. I'm going lower, I'm going lower, I'm going lower, I'm going lower. No indication that, hey, you should consider shifting down. Now, maybe we didn't have to, right? This truck has a lot of torque, and it can pull us up out of that speed back to the speed we were going. But there's some examples where if we increase our speed to 70 or something like that, if I'm in fourth gear, the truck won't say, hey, go up a gear. It'll just keep me at 70 miles an hour, which is a little bit annoying, a little bit frustrating, but a small nuance that once you know, hey, you just keep control of the gears, the system will stay on. It's pretty easy to navigate. Now, the next thing that I want to touch on is how this blind spot safety suite works. Now, you have an indicator in the mirror that is a bright orange light, quite like traditional blind spot monitoring systems, that turns on when there is a car in your blind spot. If you were to indicate to go into that lane, it blinks accordingly to let you know, hey, there is a car in that spot. Maybe you shouldn't think about changing lanes because you might hit something you don't want to, which is really, really nice. Now, there was a no U-turn sign back there for this light, and if we look, the remote sign actually picked that up. It says it right there, hey, no U-turns here, which is really, really cool that we saw it very quickly. And because of the traffic, we weren't able to like see it for a long period of time. And yet this camera system picked it up and put it right on our dash for us to see. And it works also for red light, you know, whether you can turn on red or not, which is really, really cool. The last thing really is the lane departure systems and the pre-collision systems. Now, I'm going to do my best to show off the pre-collision systems without actually, you know, getting into a collision. The easiest way to do that is hopefully we have a red light coming up here and this BMW slows down to a stop and I just go a little bit faster, and that way we can see how these systems work. Oh, there we go. We did it. We did it. Did you see it? Did you see it? Pre-collision. We did it. And man, don't those BMWs have the worst blinkers known to man? That pulse is just horrible. Okay. The lane keep function. Okay. If you're about to exit a lane, the truck will, like I just showed, push you back into the lane. This is what I call the ping ponger, because it's not a lane tracing system. It won't keep you in the lane, but it keeps you from exiting the lane, which is really, really nice. Like a squirrel, guys, I get distracted really, really easy. Okay, we got a lot of signs here, though. I quickly want to see what we pick up on with our road. No turn on red. That is what it looks like, folks. I love it. 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 I love having it on the screen. Okay, sorry. Let's go back to the final thoughts about this overall system. Toyota has upgraded the Safety Sense for 2024, giving the Toyota Tacoma the 3.0 unit. So we have the upgraded camera and some upgraded sensors to provide wider visibility and more features. And those features work really, really well, from the automatic high beams, which doesn't get in the way of day-to-day driving, to the adaptive cruise and the lane sensing, which actually improve this car's road tripability. That's a technical term that I just made up that everyone knows what it means. The rear cross traffic alert, you could do without that, but it is a nice to have, especially in high traffic scenarios like we exhibited in that mall parking lots. Overall, kudos to Toyota for including all of those features in a well thought out fashion. The one thing that I wish we had was a gear selector indicator for that cruise control. So while I do like that it stays on, regardless of if I am shifting gears, what I wanted to do is say, hey, you're going 75 miles an hour at 2,000 RPM, maybe you should consider shifting down or shifting up or something like that, which is what Ford's system does in the manual Ford Bronco. I'm Money Shift. If you guys have any other questions about the Safety Sense 3.0, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to address them accordingly. And if you're liking all this Toyota Tacoma content or just the in-depth video series on each and every car, let me know. Shoot me a like and a subscription. It helps a lot for the overall growth of the channel. Cars are getting more expensive than ever before, so if I can provide as much context as possible on as many new vehicles as possible, hopefully I can make those decisions a little bit easier for you should you decide to go down that route or for another vehicle. That's what Money Shift is all about, and I am stoked that I'm able to bring you guys as many vehicles as I can on this channel. I'm Money Shift. We'll see you next time.